What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Post-to-Post podcast. This week is episode 47. We hope you really enjoyed our guest last week, Steve Saul. We had a great time talking to him. My co-host, Matt Small, is here with me. How'd you like it? You have a good time?
I loved that. I love the episode. I love Steve Saul. Such a great guy. I really enjoyed it. Actually, I threw out a little thing on him. I recorded again the mic'd up video, so I gave him a little shout out with the referees. So, yep.
Nice. Yeah, I felt like he fit right in with us. You know, it was a good open conversation. We kind of just chilled, had some beers, hung out, talked. So hope you guys all enjoyed it. It was kind of a little break from the NHL talk, but we had a lot of catching up to do this week. We're going to start off with some tough news here for Chicago. I mean, to begin with, their season is off to a fucking terrible start. They have an 8-game losing streak, which is the worst start to a season in the Blackhawks' 95-year history. I mean, it's awful to see the team come out looking like this, especially after getting Vezina candidate Marc-Andre Fleury, and
right. It's just it's rough to see altogether. Like the whole news of Marc-Andre Fleury coming to Chicago Blackhawks, you're like, oh my god, this team's ready to go. And now that we're seeing what it actually is, it's just rough. And then we have all this news going on right now at the Chicago Blackhawks organization, and it's just not looking good for them. It's a total 180.
And I mean, you saw the clip too online. It was kind of nuts. The coach fucking hands the players the board and just says, "Fuck it, here, you guys come up with whatever you want. We're losing anyways." It's nuts.
We'll figure it out on the go. Yeah.
I'm just gonna rattle off the facts here from this sexual assault scandal that's going on in the NHL. This is from the 2010 Chicago Blackhawks team. A lot of big names on that team: Seabrook, Kane, Taves, all those guys. And it's kind of dark. It's kind of tough. And we don't want to get too involved in it, but I'm just going to give you guys what's going on kind of thing.
Right.
So the NHL initially has fined the Blackhawks $2 million for mishandling the 2010 sexual assault case. Kyle Beach has identified himself as the assaulted player in the allegations. The assailant is, just had it for a sec, Brad Aldrich. He was the video coach for the team at the time. Joel Quenneville and Kevin Cheveldayoff knew of the allegations, we found out, but they previously denied that this summer. Quenneville has stepped down as the head coach of Florida, and there's an interim head coach TBA for that team. The Chicago Blackhawks have parted ways with Senior Vice President of Hockey Operations Al McIsaac. Stan Bowman has stepped aside from the GM role for the Chicago Blackhawks, and he's also stepped down as the GM of the USA hockey team in the Beijing Olympics this year. The Blackhawks have also requested to remove the assailant's name, Brad Aldrich, from the Stanley Cup, and the request has passed by the Hockey Hall of Fame. The NHL has announced that they specifically will not be disciplining Winnipeg Jets GM Kevin Cheveldayoff, the then video coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. And that's where we are.
It's pretty much the information. I don't want to put any opinions out there at all about what's going on because everything is just going on right now as we speak. I will say, though, that it's not a good look right now for the Blackhawks organization, and I'm sure the NHL itself will figure this out. They're doing their part in figuring this out.
What I'm kind of seeing is the NHL kind of giving it its own space. Like, they're not really figuring it out, where they say they're not going to directly punish Cheveldayoff, which, I mean, it's kind of like a weird area where it's 11 years ago now, nothing was done then, and I think they're just letting the court case handle all of this because it's a big investigation.
Right. No, you're dead on, because it's just like us. We're getting all this information, but also nothing's really, in a weird way, just set in stone for us to be like, this is all the information. This is, now we can opinionate what's going on, which we don't have.
Yeah, and a lot of it you've seen, like, I saw the other day the Florida Panthers and Bruins fans were chanting "Fire Quenneville," and it's such like a hard thing to make an opinion on because you don't know what this player knew, what this coach knew, who did what when it comes to the whole situation. So
we're talking about 11 years ago, and
but like it's weird because at the same time, Beach has come out and said everyone knew. And he's the head coach of the team. Like, there's kind of like, when you think about it like that, there's kind of no way that he didn't know.
Yeah.
But it's just dicey, and we don't really want to touch on it too much, So
no.
Basically, here's the facts. We hope that Kyle Beach can find some peace in this. Very brave of him to come out and say that he is the player in the incident. And it's just terrible to see because you think about what his career could have been with the Blackhawks had this incident not happened,
I'm in a sense, I'm glad he did have the courage to come out and say, this is what's going on. I know it's been rough for him, but he has come out and said he is getting some kind of like feeling of, thank God this is what I've done is now out there for everyone to see. Maybe I can help someone else out too. But this is more for him where just like I'm getting the justification that I was personally like attacked from this organization, this and this. But yeah, I'm in a way I'm glad that he came out. He had he had the strength to come out and say this is it. And the fact that it's been 11 years and he's been battling. Here's what I do want to say is that these players that are in the NHL, their entire life has been NHL. Like anything I can do, no matter what it is, I want to be in the professionals. I want to be in the NHL. And Kyle Beach is one of those players where he did anything to be in the NHL and think this is my dream job. This is my dream goal. He gets that dream goal and it's almost right away taken away from him through this assault, you know? And it's just to get to that point, think like you're in heaven, basically, as a player that wants to be in the NHL, to have this happen. And just 11 years of just like, I worked my entire life to be at this spot, and it, you know, this is how it ended. And I can't imagine what he's been through. And I'm glad he's kind of getting, you know, I'm glad he came out and this is all, you know, going forward. But as our podcast, as us, it's a lot of information to take in, and I don't know what to have an opinion on quite yet. We'll have some, when everything is all said and done, I'm sure we'll talk about it. But right now, to have an opinion on everything that's going down, because this whole week in general, there's just been news left and right, and you're like, it's just a lot to take in. So we both, me and Chris, both talked about this before the podcast to discuss talking about this, and it's definitely news in the NHL that we do want to talk about, but the same you know, light, we're just like, we kind of want to be, I want to see on the news, fans. Yeah, it's news. It's news. Yeah. Exactly. So with that, I'm gonna end it there with all that. Yeah. How do you feel about that? You have anything to add to that?
No, I just hope that Kyle Beach can find some closure in this. The investigation goes well, and you know,
it's been really rough for him and the organization. So
yeah, but we will be catching up on 2 weeks worth of news here. So let's move on to, you know, the regular NHL talk. Tampa Bay Lightning get to raise their Stanley Cup banner on October 16th. The funniest part of that to me was Corey Perry watching, as a Tampa Bay Lightning player, watching the Stanley Cup banner go up after losing to them in the finals. So he stands there knowing that he lost the cup.
Hey, that could have been me.
Yeah, and he's standing with the team to watch it go to the rafters. Yikes.
I think the worst part about this entire thing is Corey Perry. I think we talked about this before the season even started, where it is, I think I personally said too, Corey Perry moved from Montreal to Tampa Bay. I think in my head, or personally, I was just like, this is his big move to maybe win the Stanley Cup. And now we're seeing fucking Tampa Bay now in what, the 6th, 5th place in like the division. Like, they're not doing too well. So
yeah, I mean, when you think about it like that, yeah, because his move from Dallas to Montreal last season wasn't like we're gonna kick at the can. Yeah. It was like, I'm just going here to go here.
And Perry's been in the league forever. And again, I'm not saying anything about Corey Perry at all, but Montreal also is just like, with COVID and everything going on, like Montreal kind of luckily got into like that finals, the Stanley Cup finals, you know, in that sense. But I don't know. I don't know if Corey Perry will have another shot in for the Stanley Cup like he had, you know.
I mean, the season's just starting. We're less than 10 games in. Tampa could definitely still turn it around. The division's looking tight. I think Tampa's a more talented team than most of their divisions. So I think the big hit right now, actually moving into our next subject, is that Nikita Kucherov is placed on long-term injured reserve. He'll miss 8 to 10 weeks after a successful procedure. But some good news on that. I like that he should be back for the Olympics, which is pretty cool.
That'll be
He's
pretty
going to
cool.
be a big name to see there.
Cooch is a big name for Tampa Bay, especially their off-season and their moves and everything. They've lost, a good amount of players and stuff. And Kucherov is a big name for Tampa Bay. Might be really the reason why we see him in 6th, 7th place, But
I think also the loss of the third line, I've talked about it before, but that's just the key to their success, having that depth. It's their whole third line left this offseason. So
as a fan of just the NHL in general or Tampa Bay, you gotta figure this is coming. You have to do 2 years back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. They're over the cap.
But you don't have to tank, you know what I mean? They could still compete. It's just they're not going to be what they were kind of thing.
Right.
That's the way I see it, at least. I think that they should be 4th seed, 5th seed, just missing playoffs or just making it.
Right. Again, this is the beginning of the season, so it's teams just figuring everything out.
And you mentioned it a couple episodes ago. I love the point that you made that after the COVID divisions 2 years ago, the canceled season that they did the COVID Cup, and then last year they had COVID divisions. This is the first time they're seeing all these teams outside of who they played against last season in a year and a half.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool to see too.
With fans in the stands,
Moving on to another team. We're going to do this week team by team just because we've been, we had the guest last week, so a week and a half, 2 weeks of news and stuff to catch up on.
Right.
The Seattle Kraken have retired number 32 because they are the 32nd franchise, and they pre-sold 32,000 season tickets in one day.
That's funny to me. How ironic is that?
I don't like it at all.
32. I don't like it either. It doesn't make any sense.
You don't retire a number because the number means something to the organization.
Right.
You retire it for a player.
Right. That's like Vegas Golden Knights retiring 31.
Yeah. I don't know. Wasn't a huge fan of that.
No.
But I did really like the salmon toss that they've been doing with their 3 stars of the night. So the guys would come out and do their little skate around. They usually throw a stick away, things like that.
Can you tell the fans why they do the salmon toss?
Yeah.
Because I asked you.
So these 3 stars will go out one at a time. Grubauer and Tanev were in the clip that I originally saw, and they literally skate up to the glass and chuck a salmon, not a live salmon, a dead salmon,
just dead salmon,
but over the glass, an actual salmon,
Mm-hmm.
and throw it to the fans. But the reason they do it is because fish and seafood are the number 1 export of Washington State. So.
And I learned something new that day when you sent me over that. I'm like, why salmon? Because in my head, I'm like, oh, they can't throw octopus over because Detroit Red Wings have the octopus. Mm-hmm. And then you're just like, nope, here's some facts for you right now.
I think Brandon Tanev is honestly going to be the face of this organization. He scored some nasty goals, just been playing really well. And a hilarious thing they did was the Tanev cam with the fans on the Jumbotron. They throw up his photo where he's got the bug eyes and the fans
and the fans are trying to give him the little bug eyes. So funny.
Pretty cool.
So funny. I love the story he gave me where he just he was like, yeah, dude, I saw a ghost. That's why.
Yeah. Do you want to do the St. Louis news for us?
Oh God. So I've already expressed this shit at least 1,000 times on this podcast, but I am not a fan of Jordan Binnington at all, and he pulled the exact same shit yesterday where he shot the puck at. What was it? He got pissed off. He shot the puck at Darcy Kemper from the other end, and Darcy Kemper gloved it. What the hell are you doing? And then he fake swings his stick at Nazem Kadri. The whole bullshit he did at Minnesota when he fake punched. I can't remember the player from Minnesota, and then went after who's the older goalie there too? Big dude. Why am I drawing a blank on him? Goalie. Who's the goalie for Minnesota that he
they've moved so much shit. Dubnyk.
Dubnyk, Devin Dubnyk,
yeah.
And went out to him before leaving the ice. I'm like, I think I saw something come out where they asked him about it, and he goes, "Yeah, dude, I'm not crazy. I just get competitive." I'm like, "No, dude, you are fucking crazy. No other goalie does this shit."
What I don't get too is you see players that are kind of ratty, like a Brad Marchand type that get under the skin, piss people off, kind of thing.
It's kind of like their job, but as a goalie, it's not your job,
but it can add a factor to it. There was a couple of years ago they were playing against LA. He does a chest bump to a player and shoves him out of the crease, kind of thing. It causes a big scrum. I just think this is different. You're swinging your stick kind of like a weapon in a way, and it's that's just blatantly frowned upon. You don't do that.
Right, you don't do that. That's
you're just doing weird shit. Who fakes a punch at someone? You either punch him or you don't punch him. What are we doing here?
Yeah, you're just a piece of shit.
It's just weird. I think if we saw a player do this too, it wouldn't stick out as much, but it would still be this guy's kind of weird. What the fuck is he doing? You know what I mean? If a player came up to you and like fake punch another player, the other player would just fucking drop him and send it. You know what I mean?
And we wouldn't think anything of it. But the
like,
fact that a
guy.
goalie did this is just
weird.
like, no, that's not how, shit is, I didn't like it. Again, I don't like Jordan Binnington. He's just, I just don't like the way he does things. It's just disrespectful. It doesn't make, it just doesn't make the position look good.
Yeah.
Or just him look good at all. And I fucking hated this. I didn't know what happened. I think you're the one who sent it to me. And I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, God, here we go again.
Guy sucks.
And the fact that it wasn't like a fake punch, like you said, like a full swing of the stick near Nazem Kadri's face. And I'm like, what are you doing?
And I said, like, swinging it like a weapon. That's a little dramatic, but I mean, like,
but yeah,
why would you do it?
Why would you do that? Yeah.
Just looking at the standings, though, Binnington and Willie Husso are doing really fucking good. 5-1 to start the season off. Like, I mean,
Willie Husso,
don't blame him if it fucking works, I guess, right?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Willie Husso, I've been watching him. He's actually been pretty well, but yeah, I'm still not a fan. I don't care if Jordan Binnington wins like the Vezina trophy at the end. It's one of those where just like I still don't like him. Like Tom Brady, like one of the best in football. I honestly don't know anyone else, but. Yeah, but like all the other fans from NFL that hate him,
they just hate him because he wins. Though he's actually a really classy, really nice guy. Like,
right?
It's not the best comparison, but I know what you mean.
It's not. Yeah, right.
It's kind of like how the Bruins are the most hated franchise in the world. Did you know that?
Yeah.
For the NHL, just like everybody fucking hates the Bruins. It's hilarious.
Oh,
but
dude,
everybody just hates Tom Brady because they win so much. He wins so much.
I want to get off this Binnington conversation.
Right, go
so
ahead.
you want to move? Want me to move on to this Vancouver? So we have this funny news that you sent me that I kind of got confused with, and then I was looking at the name and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So the team misspelled Alex Chason's name on his jersey. Wasn't they mixed the A and the I?
Yeah, just like we do every week. That's why you didn't think it was a big deal. You were like, holy shit.
We'll put the
A in front of the I, but the I goes in front of the A.
Right. We'll put the photo on the bottom for you guys, which in my edit probably it's already on there. But it's kind of funny where just like you're a professional organization. Not even one. You're a professional organization, plus you work for the team, so you should know how these fucking players' names are like.
I also think it's
right?
funny that like he didn't notice beforehand either. He just like wore it out on the ice.
Wore it, yeah.
Maybe he was like, dude, this has happened my whole life. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'll just wear it.
I'll just wear it. Yeah. Oh man.
Beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock,
boys.
Mm-hmm. It's we're 18 minutes in and we already got the Chris getting up for another beer. All right. Well, while he's up, another Vancouver news. Travis Hamonic refuses to be sent to the minors, does not report to Abbotsford Canucks, and he will be suspended with pay.
Did I write with pay?
Without pay.
Without pay.
Yeah, deservingly so. Like, we talked about the dude from New York with all that bullshit going on. It's kind of funny to see this yet again. And I think this is kind of something that needs to be happening. Like, you're a professional. You're now a professional player that says, hey, listen, as a professional, if we send you down here, do it. It's kind of like a...
Oh, dude, he doesn't have a fucking choice. That's your contract, buddy. Like, you didn't make the team. You're going to the AHL. And if he's like, no, like, why are we going to pay you?
Right, exactly.
I don't know. It's just weird to see it happening more frequently, I guess.
I don't get it.
And I think we say that with some things, and it's like, this has happened all the time. Like, you guys just started your podcast. You're just realizing it.
Yeah.
I think this is, like, fucking weird. Like, this doesn't happen.
It doesn't.
If it does happen, you don't hear about it. But it's like, I don't know.
It didn't make sense to me. That's why I thought it was, I can't remember his name for the life of me, New York Rangers. I already fucking deleted him from my mind. But I thought that was interesting. And then this happened again, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is kind of like a thing that maybe happens more often. But I'm glad they're getting, I don't know, man. How old is, I'm putting you on the spot here, how old is Hamonic right now? I'm sure he's a young kid, maybe 19, 20 years old, but I don't know, like... At that point, you've been training your whole life again to be like this NHL player.
He's 31, bro.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
I'm about to leave right now. How are you 31 and you can't act mature?
Well,
bro.
no. What? Well, at that point, maybe it's I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to the minors, buddy. I'm just not gonna play. You know, I'm 31. I'm gonna leave the league. I don't care. I mean, you saw that last season with a player on the Leafs. I can't remember now because I put myself on the spot. He was saying, if I get traded, I'm not leaving. I'm just not going to play. Remember that? That was kind of like bullshit.
I remember that.
Fuck. I think it was Spezza, right? Jason Spezza?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was him, but he's just like, I'm not.
Imagine
gonna
being
play
the
for anyone else.
AHL affiliate where like an NHL player comes down like, oh, cool. Like we'll have dude, we'll bring you down with open arms, man. We're proud to have you on this
Yeah,
team.
so you
and
can
he's
sit
like,
on it.
fuck you.
Well,
I want to
dude,
be on this team.
They absolutely should. Like, I've
Yeah.
been in the league for 12 years. I'm not like, in that regard, I don't want to go sit on a bus and drive 6 hours to a game when I can take a fucking private jet to the game with the NHL team. You know, I'm
Yeah, you're
used
right.
to
You're right.
$750K a year versus fucking 30 grand and working a part-time job. You know?
Right.
I don't know. Moving on though. Calgary, we had an interesting situation the other day with Matthew Tkachuk, and no, it wasn't an on-ice incident. This was from the fucking bench. Matthew Tkachuk actually high-sticked a puck that was going out of play while on the bench. He was given an interference call by the referees and had to serve the penalty. So he wasn't even on the ice, and the puck's going up and out of play, and he decides to jump up with his stick and whack at the thing and basically probably save a fucking fan's life.
Maybe.
It gets a 2-minute penalty for it.
Right.
So funny, so weird, man, right?
Maybe fuck the fan for a free puck. That never happens. Baseball with home runs,
That
and
too.
foul balls, all the time. But for pucks in the stands, if you can catch it, holy shit, that's luck and a half. But yeah, maybe he did, but I don't know. It's just kind of funny to see because like in slow mo, it's just funny to see his reaction with like it's not like a little like, right hair.
Like
it's like
3 feet off
all
the ground,
way
yeah.
up. Like he stood up to like really snag it off. It's kind of funny that he got a.
That was interesting to me too because the puck is like going out of play, like it's already out.
So why would you?
Why
give
would he
him
get a penalty? Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense to me. He's on the bench. He's not disturbing the play or anything.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I mean, I kind of do get it though in the sense of like imagine if the puck is heading to the player's bench, and the ref can't tell if it's like it's right on the edge where it's gonna hit either the glass or go out, and the player like puts his stick there and like keeps it in.
Redirects
Now
it,
the
yeah.
ref doesn't know. So maybe that's what it is. They don't want people trying to get away with shit that they can't. And they're like, we kind of gotta, maybe we had our friend Steve Saul here to let us know a referee's perspective on it.
Steve, where are you right now? We have questions to ask.
Yeah,
you
we don't
now.
understand. We don't know the rule book. But yeah, moving right along here. You want to cover San Jose?
Yeah, so oh boy, San Jose, man. There's only one. Can I bring up Aiden Hill? That fucking we weren't gonna say it at all, but I do want to bring up Aiden Hill. No, fuck it. We'll do it after this because Evander Kane was suspended 21 games for a fake vaccination card, which is. Dude, what is Evander Kane doing right now?
He's just like going out of his way to do the wrong things. I don't understand.
Over and over and over.
It's like every
again.
month we're seeing an apology like, I'm sorry for myself, my team, my organization, I let people down, blah, blah, blah. Like, what the fuck, man? Just stay out of the headlines.
In the beginning, I was like, hey, we had news about the teammates not wanting Evander Kane on the team or they wanted out. And I'm like, what the hell? Why is he so bad? And now, like, more news comes out where you're just like, oh, this dude is just like, he does everything fucking wrong, yet somehow stays in the professional league.
I don't have the name of who reported it either, but someone did say that they don't think he'll play a single game for San Jose this year either.
I
even
saw
when
that
he comes
too, yeah.
back.
Oh, God, dude. I mean, Evander Kane is content, but holy shit, like, it is.
It's not the content.
It's
San
not the
Jose
content
wants.
we want or San Jose wants at all. I don't know what the hell he's doing between. He's got the divorce. Is the divorce that I'm thinking of? He's got all the gambling debt that he's got. We talked about the 3 banks that he took loans from that are now suing him, and he filed for bankruptcy twice. Am I wrong about that? And now this.
Bankruptcy is kind of a loose term, though. Like, it's kind of the way of protecting yourself. Like, for example, New England Senior goes out of business, right? And they take $1 million in player money, but they claim bankruptcy. Their LLC is protecting them so that he doesn't lose his house, all his shit, and he pays pennies on the dollar for what he owes people. It's fucking absurd, honestly, but wild, man.
It's at like this point now, I'm just like, what else can he do? Like, he needs to raise the bar now, and I'm like, what?
He's
can
gonna
he
be
do
like the
now?
next O.J. Simpson driving like down the road in a white
It's a
Bronco.
white
dude.
Bronco. I
Just
feel like
going
it's
off
Evander
the
Kane.
rails,
I
man.
know it. Yeah. Hold on. Let's cheers, buddy.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, I guess. but-
Cheers.
Okay.
So I was just thinking, in my head after that Evander Kane, I'm like, thank God I just started my 2-week vacation today, so that's what the Cheers is for. But you want to get into Florida, buddy?
Yeah, so we have 2 undefeated teams left in the league right now, Florida and Carolina. Florida's now 7-0. Is that correct?
7-0, starting
Or
tonight.
Fuck, I don't know.
No, it's tonight, buddy.
I thought they were 8-0. I could be wrong. Yeah, they're 8-0. Florida's now 8-0. Carolina's 6-0.
Big dumb. I'm big dumb.
Spencer Knight is 6-0 to start his career in Florida.
Fire!
Tied 3rd all-time for the best start in a career. He is tied with Martin Jones, who started his career with 8 straight wins.
Wow.
Bob Froese, I don't even know how to say that, who played with the Philadelphia Flyers, 8 straight wins. Mm-hmm. Wayne Thomas from Montreal, 7 straight wins. And then tied with him, Frederik Andersen, Damian Rhodes, Ken Dryden, and Frank McCool.
Wow, shit.
So he's tied for 3rd all time. That's pretty fucking sweet, dude. He's been like a top-tier prospect for so long. And it's kind of cool to see also that the team's 8-0, but he's 4-0 this season. His first 2 games last season he won. I was going to say he's played 6 and Bob's only played 2. Bobrovsky's actually turning his fucking game around.
Bobrovsky is starting to look good. I've been watching some games for Florida. Again, I've been a big Florida guy since last year. I was like, wow. I think we took Florida on a bunch of those when we were talking about the playoffs. But, yeah, Bobrovsky's really turned around. Although I did make a joke where I was like, he's definitely not 10 mil. Maybe like, what I say, 2
You said 2, and I was like, here's some perspective on what 2 mil
I was
actually
like,
is.
Bobrovsky's starting to look like a $2 million a year goalie, and you're just like, oh well, here's some names for $2 million a year. I'm like, okay, maybe like $1 million.
But then we got into kind of like what money actually means in net, and this is like another big dive we'll probably do later on. But I think that like players' salaries don't always reflect like how good they are,
play.
You know?
Yeah, right.
Like there's the big name outliers.
Like we talked about Kirill Kaprizov, where just like they gave him that huge contract where just like, is he going to play up to that par the next season?
It was a big dive, but It's very cool to see. Initially, I think there were like 6 undefeated teams to start the season. Now there were 5 that had like 4-0 or some shit like that. But very cool to see a lot of hot out of the gate teams.
Right.
The other side of it is Carolina, who we said is 6-0. Frederik Andersen has been unreal for them coming from Toronto to here, which is like fucking insane. Like he's 1.3 GAA, a .956 save percentage through 6 games.
Excuse me? Sorry, Freddie Andersen, who Toronto is just like, yeah, we're done with you. Go to Carolina, and
he was in the minors last year when they were starting playoffs.
Yep, and Freddie's just like, nope, I'm fucking going on fire in the beginning of the season.
It's just weird. It's like they are fucking cursed. I honestly think it's the media pressure in Toronto that is like almost driving talent away in the sense of like, I want to play on the spotlight, and then it's like, holy shit, dude, like every little thing I do is analyzed.
It is insane. God, I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but I just remember Phil Kessel when he was on I could visualize his face, but I can't remember. This is years ago. When Phil Kessel came out and he goes, you guys are awful. And I'm like, this is why this number 1 player at the time, it's going to kill me. But this is why the number player that they have at the time was just like, I'm trying my hardest to like, be this player that you want me to be, but you're not giving me the guys to play with, and the Toronto's just like, well, no.
Now they're fucking spending, man. Here's your guys.
Spending.
Matthews actually called out a reporter the other day for, I forget what it was, but he basically ripped him for like, oh, it was an injury thing.
It was, he came out with the injury report. And Matthews like, yeah, you can go fuck yourself, yeah.
Yeah, because the interviewer asked like a normal question, and Matthews was like, it's kind of funny hearing from you right now because I never thought I'd hear from you again. Like, you shouldn't have released what you released about my injury last season.
It's just disgusting what
and then like gave him
do.
some shit answer, and they moved on. But it's like, it's disgusting, but at the same time, it's such a fine line of like, is it cool to write about this or is it not cool? And then it's also like, I want clicks, so I will write about this touchy stuff, and it's so weird because they're under such a spotlight too. Like,
yeah, you're right, because a lot of the information we get is probably from those guys for like, oh, this player is injured, and we're both like, how did he get injured? And we found out through this
like we do want to know, but at the same time, if someone doesn't disclose the injury, we're not like, what a piece of shit.
Right.
You know?
Right, exactly.
But sticking with Toronto, the Maple Leafs actually had to sign a goaltender, Alex Bishop, from the University of Toronto to an ATO, which is an amateur tryout, because Peter Mrazek was injured. They could not call up a goalie due to their cap restrictions, and he ended up backing up Jack Campbell that game, did not get to play. But this is part of what we just talked about with they are spending the money now, but it's like, holy fuck. Like,
So this is before that signing, by the way.
yeah, before we're going to get to it later. We might as well just do it now.
Might as well just do it now.
They signed Morgan Riley to an 8-year, $60 million contract for a $7.5 million AAV.
So this is like saying we can't bring up a player because of restrictions, but also let's fucking sign this dude to an $8 million. They're over the cap now.
Yeah, but
way over.
It's about how you play the cap. Like, the cap is never a hard line, but there is certain ways around it, and there was no wiggle room when it came to the Alex Bishop, Peter Mrazek situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet after a couple days they figured out how to wiggle it, and maybe I'm just coming up with something here, but maybe Mrazek's contract went on IR. They shuffled a couple pieces, and now here's your money, Morgan Riley, kind of thing. You know?
Right.
But it is fucking nuts to see. What was the graphic? It was 47 mil on their top 4 players and 46 mil for Tampa's entire fucking forward roster.
It was like
some shit like that.
No, so it was 47 mil. No, it was 48 mil, right, for Toronto and their 5 players, and it was 47 mil for Tampa Bay's all of their forwards combined, like their salary.
Thanks for fixing that $1 million discrepancy for me.
Why would you say
47 mil
oh,
for
my bad. I was thinking, as you were saying it, I was thinking about, I wasn't paying, my bad.
No,
Sorry.
you're good, buddy. It's good. It's all good.
It's all good.
Moving on, here's something for you. Nashville, Connor Ingram, first NHL win for the Preds.
My guy, my favorite fucking mic'd up video guy, Connor Ingram. He actually, so undisclosed too, I couldn't really find anything on it unless something else comes up, but he actually talked to the NHLPA. I think he did have like mental health problems that were just undisclosed. Again, I don't want to just assume, but he did talk about it, had some problems for a little while, and now gets his first win with the Predators. Well deserving. I love this kid. Absolutely love him. So it was cool to see him back on the ice there and getting that 33 save win.
Can I ask why? We talked about it before. Why do you like Nashville so much? Is it because of Pekka Rinne?
I don't know. Like,
you're all about them.
I guess so. Pekka. Like, I've always liked Pekka Rinne. Pekka Rinne was one of my, I guess one of my favorite goalies. And then, I don't know. Once you like a favorite goalie like Pekka Rinne, you start watching the games, and then all of a sudden you start liking the players and like just watching them. So I've randomly become like a Nashville fan, I guess. But
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't have anything Nashville at all, but like I guess because of Pekka Rinne, just like I like the band. I like the fan base too.
Yeah, they're a cool city, man.
It's just a cool city. Like back in the day, I don't know if they do it now. Now that I'm thinking about it, but back in the day, they had the saber-toothed tiger come down, the head.
Yep.
Come down. They all
definitely
came
still do. I think
and,
the Tennessee Titans go to games too. Like you're seeing a lot more football teams go to NHL games. It's pretty cool. Like those guys get wild. They were drinking like beers out of a catfish. Remember that?
Right. Right, yeah.
Nasty,
that
dude.
It's
Foul.
fucking disgusting. But yeah, they're like they're a team that like you can root for. Like they don't really have a rivalry, so it's just like if you hate them, you're like, oh, I don't understand you at all. Like there's no team that hates them, and they're just like an upcoming team for like a very upcoming state,
Yeah. My wife actually went there for a girls' weekend. I was fucking pissed because I've never been, and I was like, dude, I want to go so bad. And she's like, no, it's girls only. I'm like, fuck. She got me a nice hat.
My upstairs neighbor, I was telling you, moved out a few weeks ago down in Nashville because his brother was flipping houses out there, making a fucking killing because a lot of people are moving down to Tennessee, Nashville, and just like because it's the new hotspot, just like Texas, Dallas is right now, and
Austin too. People love Austin.
So it's cool to see just like upcoming state like Tennessee, Nashville to become like this hockey state.
It's becoming a hockey town too. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Preds, baby. I don't know. Become a fan. You don't like it.
No,
do you like
it's
it?
not that I don't like it. I just called you out on it one week. I thought it was funny, but I just didn't know why you actually liked it. So that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because of Pekka Rinne. Been a big Pekka Rinne fan for a while.
Moving on here, New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes is going to be out 5 weeks due to a shoulder injury. Nothing really there.
Nothing really there.
Here you go.
Can we
quick
go,
snippet.
Can we go back to Carolina, I guess. Carolina and Florida, because I do want to talk about their games coming up.
Yeah, go for it.
So Saturday, so both of them right now are the only two teams left that are undefeated.
And just so the listeners know, we're recording on Friday, October 29th. This will drop for you on Monday, which I think is November 1st. So
right, yep.
just so you guys have a
Just
time
so you
frame.
guys know. So this Saturday, which is tomorrow, so October 30th, Florida versus Boston. Boston is not looking too good.
Dropped 3 games straight, and they've lost to the undefeated teams. Actually,
twice.
Wow, they've had to play. Who was undefeated?
They had
was
to play
Florida,
They
Carolina?
had to play Florida, lost to Florida. They had to play Carolina literally the next game, lost to Carolina. So now they're playing Florida again.
Okay.
And I feel like Florida's gonna fucking not destroy them, but they're gonna.
I think they will probably win. Yeah.
Yep. So then Sunday you have Carolina versus the Coyotes. Carolina has a good
Should
shot.
win that. Arizona's last in the league. You said in the standings.
Yep. And then speaking about second last in the league with the Blackhawks, Carolina is going to be facing them too. So another win for Carolina, in my books. And then Thursday you have Florida versus Capitals, which I don't know, could go either way. In that sense, I hope Florida wins. Like, this is the game I am randomly pushing for Florida to win.
Caps are undefeated in regulation. They're 5-0-3 right now, so that's interesting too. That'll be a good game.
That'll be a good game to watch because if Florida wins and Carolina and Florida stay undefeated, next Saturday, I don't know the date.
Should be November 6th.
Should be November 6th. Florida versus Carolina, both two teams undefeated, and one of them has to leave a loser, and one of them's gonna
keep it
stay
going.
undefeated.
That's nuts.
And you had Florida, buddy. You beat me.
Yeah, you picked Edmonton to keep the streak going, which, I mean, there's no wrong answers. Like, the 4 teams were awesome at the time. I think they were all 4-0, maybe 5-0, but I thought it was really cool. It's nice to see them hot out of the gate, like I said earlier.
Right.
Moving along to Montreal, Shea Weber retires and is hopefully going to be taking on a scouting role with Montreal. Jonathan Drouin made some comments that he was basically already retired. Shea Weber was in Seattle at the time for the away game for Montreal, but wasn't playing.
Right.
And Drouin commented that he should be is scouting for Montreal right now. So we're reading between the lines and saying hopefully he'll be taking on a role with the organization to be a scout, which is pretty cool.
Right. So Shea Weber's had 1,038 career games. It's kind of funny reading these because I'm like, I feel like I've seen players younger with these kind of games. 224 goals, 589 points.
How many, off the top of your head, how many seasons do you think 1,038 games is?
Oh, God. 82, 10 plus years.
It's at least 12 seasons just to make that number. And you have to play every game.
Yeah.
So he's been in the league for probably
for a while.
14, 15 years,
Holy shit.
It's nuts. And then you think about injury and shit, too.
Holy shit. All right, well, I'm going to have to... You're going to be you for a little bit.
Okay? All right. Enjoy. So, yeah, that's all we have for NHL news. He left a pretty shitty time. Ilya Kovalchuk has been named the GM of Russia's Olympic team. I don't really know what Beijing's going to look like this year, if they're going to have an actual Olympic team. They had the PED scandal from a while back, and they were basically Russia's competing athletes or some shit like that, like Olympic athletes from Russia, rather than an actual Russian team. But I think Kovalchuk is obviously a great name to have for Russia. Moving right along, Katie Gay is the first woman to officiate in the AHL. We talked about this a couple weeks back that the AHL was going to be having women on their officials, on their official roster. So Katie Gay was the first one to actually show up and officiate a game. And then sticking to women's news, the Premier Hockey Federation and ESPN Plus have agreed to terms to be the exclusive home for the 21 and 2022 season. So that means you'll have to have the ESPN Plus subscription to get the games. It's also an exclusive deal. So I think Matt mentioned a couple weeks ago that they would be on Twitch as well. In my eyes, I think exclusive would mean you can't get it on Twitch. So it kind of sucks to see that the game is going to be now hindered by the ESPN Plus subscription buyers. I haven't personally seen or had the reasoning to buy an ESPN Plus subscription. I'm not for it. It only really gives you articles and minor league things. So I was more geared towards watching the games on the TV and shit, which by the way kind of pissed me off the other day because the Bruins last season with NBC Sports and all this shit, I could watch them when I wanted to. Like, they were just on the TV. It was either NESN or NBCSN. And this season, because I have cable, Matt has mentioned before that he doesn't. I tried to watch the Bruins game, and they weren't on NESN, so they had to be on ESPN. I go over to ESPN, and they're covering NBA as usual. Like, they just don't care about putting the spotlight on the NHL. And the issue was that I think you could get the Bruins game on ESPN Plus, but I don't have that. So when the NHL had the deal with NBC Sports, I don't need to pay extra money to watch the Bruins game. I can watch it on fucking NBCSN. But now, since they're on this deal with ESPN, who has made X amount of dollars over the past 20 years, not having an NHL agreement and focusing entirely on the NBA, basically, in NFL. I mean, NFL to a certain degree. Like, they cover it, but they don't play games on it, typically. It's just kind of bullshit. Like, they care about, what's been making money for the last 20 years. We're going to make a big deal with the NHL and just not put the game on. Like,
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's just in order to drive more sales for ESPN Plus. So while you were gone, I covered the PHF, Katie Gay, and Ilya Kovalchuk, GM of Russia's Olympic team.
Okay. Yeah, cool. I jumped into that. I felt bad because usually you leave me at like the perfect time where I have something to say. And then as I was walking up, I'm like, oh, God, we just finished what we were talking about. But yeah, so anyway, so what you talking about, the Premier Hockey Federation, ESPN Plus?
Also, I mentioned that it's an exclusive deal, so I don't think they're going to be on Twitch.
No.
Like we thought they were going to be.
Right. I think that's going to push them out of Twitch, which is what we talked about. But I don't know. It is what it is. We just talked. I don't know if you said it, but we were just on ESPN's Instagram where we saw a poll where just like, you excited for NHL and
yeah, the NHL hockey season.
27% of the people were just like yes. Everything else was no.
It's insane, man.
It's kind of insane. Yeah.
When you think about it, like I said last week with Steve Saul, they're competing with the NFL and the NBA directly,
right?
And MLB postseason. So like, if you don't like hockey, you literally are not excited about the NHL season. Like,
no.
I have every other sport that I can watch right now, and then fast forward through the shit time that sports fans see when NFL stops and they're waiting for MLB to start. I mean, it's just weird, you know?
Yeah, it's...
I don't know. But moving on to some smaller subject here, too. Jamaica could be on track to compete for a men's hockey spot in the 2026 Milano Cortina Olympics. And in other news, too, Chicago defenseman Isaac Phillips is set to be the first Team Jamaica alumni to play in the NHL, which is pretty cool.
We should have put your Jamaica jersey up, man. We got the Buffalo Sabres jersey going up because...
they are climbing the standings, though. They're second in the Atlantic Division. They're 5-1-1 behind the Panthers, who are undefeated. So, unreal.
Tell me where Detroit is again?
Detroit's right behind them, 4-2-2.
Yeah. What? What the fuck?
Yeah, the world's
is this
upside
season?
down. As of looking at the playoffs, as of now, Maple Leafs and Bruins are out.
Yeah.
Red Wings and Sabres are in. Like, what?
What kind of upside down world do we live in right now where Buffalo, for some reason, being an absolute joke that we talked about last season, for some reason is second in the division? I'm floored every time I see information. Off of Buffalo, though, Detroit, you were showing me all the shot blocks with
yeah, there was a crazy sequence tonight. I believe it was Florida versus Detroit, and Florida ended up winning. Not 100% on that, but let's hope. Detroit was just going nuts, blocking shots. Looks like fucking John Tortorella's behind the bench. They're just like laying it all out there. Insane, dude. Like,
that's
and
awesome.
I think the score was 2-1, but they ended up losing.
It's awesome to see. One, it's just when I say we're living in the upside down is because we didn't even predict this at all for both Detroit and especially Buffalo. Like, there's no way to predict that they would even be this good in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Everything can change real quick, though. But
once Jack Eichel gives up the C-man, it's anybody's ball game. So the whole team's like, I'm going to be captain now.
Yep, time to try. Time to start trying.
The C's on the line. Here I come.
8-year extension, here we come.
Another team that's actually surprised me, but like sneaky surprise, is San Jose. 7 games into the season, they're 4-3-0, and they're third in the Pacific Division. Kind of nuts.
Oh wow, interesting.
The Kings and the Ducks are looking like shit though.
Dude,
1-5-1,
like
2-4-3 respectively. It's tough.
Kings have always looked.
Zegras is putting up some fucking awesome highlights.
Zegras is incredible
on the Ducks, and then Alex Iafallo. I've been talking about him for a few years now. I fucking love his game. He's great for the Kings too. So.
both teams, Ducks, LA have just like the handful of players that are really good, but both teams just like in general just
I think the
connected.
Kings are, like I said before, seeing the demise of, the aftermath of going to the Stanley Cup so many times.
Right.
The Ducks, I just don't know what the fuck's going on there. But I've been sending you this week some highlights on Instagram. Have you checked that out? The bandy videos I've been sending you.
Oh,
so you probably didn't even know what it was called. I had to Google it to figure it out. It's called bandy.
Mm-hmm.
It's 12-on-12 hockey with soccer nets and a ball, and the goalies wear these they're like gloves, but they have like just a flat pad on them almost.
Mm-hmm.
And it's two of them, so you can't catch the ball, but you can block it. So bandy, like I said, 12-on-12. So it looks like a soccer game, and the guys are just like making these long passes. It kind of looks like I said, soccer, but it's full hockey equipment.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's wicked cool. It's kind of fun, and it kind of looks like floorball with those 6 sticks that Pavel Barber can do awesome tricks with. But I thought it was kind of interesting to see a different way that hockey can be expressed. I think the main country that it's in is Russia, from what I can tell. I don't know much about it, but I was watching. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And I wonder how the subs work, because in soccer you get 3-4 subs all game, and you have to run the whole time. And in hockey, it's obviously minute 30 shifts, and you're fucking quick.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's literally a 15-man roster, and 12 of you guys are on the ice at one time.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that post, but yeah, that's.
I'll be sending them to you because
they
keep popping up for me on Instagram now, so I'll be sending those along.
Just like all your lacrosse posts, where it's just that's cool. I don't know, man.
You fucking dick. And back to our last signing, that is actually really old news. This was the day after we recorded 2 weeks ago. Boston's Charlie McAvoy signed the 8-year, $76 million contract, $9.5 million AAV, and Steve Saul did mention it last week, I believe, at some point on the show.
Well deserving. Well deserving.
They want him to be the future, so we'll see. We'll see if he can handle the pressure.
Him and Pasta, I think.
Yeah.
The pasta. We got the pasta box over there.
Pasta, huh?
Where's
the gabagool?
Where's the gabagool? We got the pasta. Oh, did you talk about pasta and the candy corn?
Oh, candy corn was hilarious. This week, the Bruins posted a thing. So it's been a way to get to know the players around the league. They're putting up basically a question board with a camera, and as players get on or off the ice, they're just answer the question in the camera kind of thing. This week's was candy corn. Everyone on the Bruins team was like, no, it's fucking disgusting, gross. Pasta's like, what is that? And is it Nick Foligno on the Bruins? Yeah, because Marcus is on the Wild, I think. Nick Foligno comes by and he's like, fucking love it, it's so good. I'm like, dude, that's gross.
Yeah.
So this week, the Bruins put up a video of Foligno giving Pasta some fucking candy corn, and he's like, here, you can't just have one, you gotta have 3 or 4. It's like Lay's, and Pasta's like, okay. He puts 3 in his mouth. He's like, no, I don't like this. This is gross. He's like, you got to try it. You got to have a couple. He's like, I am, bro. I'm trying it. I'm battling here. So funny, dude.
So good.
It's cool to see the personal side of things. Make them more players, because people than players, because you see it way more in the NFL with fantasy and shit. A guy will get injured, and people will tweet him you fucking suck, I hate you. Every year you get injured on my fantasy team, and I lose points. Blah blah blah. It's if you're doing that, you're a fucking piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
This is this guy's
Not a
livelihood.
robot. Yeah.
This guy fucking tore his ACL. He's in severe pain.
Right.
This guy is actually hurt.
And for football, he's going against guys who are fucking 300, 400 pounds. Can you fucking do that?
I could.
And just tear your ACL? I'd be fucking dead on the field, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny because I've only ever been to one football game in my life, which I was kind of half-ass watching anyway. But it's kind of funny. We're all up kind of I guess for a hockey sense, almost in the nosebleeds. And these dudes were hitting the quarterback said hut or whatever, and these dudes, the defense guys, whatever, fucking hitting each other. You can hear it and
up there, yeah.
feel it from up there. And you're like, Jesus Christ,
dude, you want to talk nosebleeds? I remember going to their game way back, and it was wicked cheap, maybe $40 a ticket. This is Patriots, so that's saying something. It was cheap. There's at Gillette,
$40.
Yeah, $40. This was
10.
cheap. Oh my god, dude! For football, it's $200 a seat now,
Holy
even
shit.
after Brady left, which is nuts. But basically, the way Gillette's built, it's a giant bowl, probably bigger than TD Garden to begin with, around. But also seat-wise, it's probably bigger. And then outside of the bowl, at the top on both sides, there's basically like 4 more sections that go up. So it's like there's the nosebleeds, and then there's like, holy fuck, why am I up here? And we were sitting there, dude, and like it was a wicked windy winter day, and like the whole fucking thing's like moving. It's like, oh, what the fuck? It's wild, dude. Wild. They weren't bad seats. Like you could still see, but I was like, holy shit, we're up here. Is this
structure going to hold?
Yeah.
You know, one of those?
Nuts, man. Nuts.
Yeah, I think I just might have just aged myself. Yeah, back in like, when I was in high school, back in like 2007, the Bruins were fucking awful. Awful. I mean, Tim Thomas was like a rookie. And I don't know, the Bruins are just terrible. So me and my friends used to buy like $10 nosebleeds.
Oh, yeah. You were saying $10 for the Patriots?
Oh, no, I was talking about the Bruins.
Yeah, I was talking about the Patriots.
Oh, whoops, my bad. Yeah, $10 nosebleeds for the Bruins. And we used to go, first period, we used to go to our seats. And by, I don't know, 5 minutes into the first period, because we would scope who would come and who would not come.
My father and I would do that,
We would have like glass seats by like for the whole rest of the game, you know?
I can't believe you're doing this to me, dude. You got me Vincent Van Gogh brand peanut butter and jelly vodka.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself, that's why.
Jesus Christmas.
Can I smell it, by the way?
Yeah.
It's probably one I have tonight. I'm so poor. Oh, it smells good, though.
Does it?
I like it. Do you like
Doesn't
PBJs?
Yeah, it doesn't
like
smell
PBJs.
All right. Are you a chunky or what's the other one?
I've been wanting
Smooth
to do
peanut butter guy.
I've been doing smooth for a while, but I've always wanted to do chunky.
Is that what it is?
No,
Chunky
it's
or
chunky and smooth.
No, is that what it is, though? Smooth peanut butter?
Yeah, yep. No, you nailed it. Smooth
Okay.
and chunky.
It doesn't sound right, though. Smooth peanut butter?
Why? I'm assuming now you're a chunky guy.
I fucking love chunky peanut butter, dude. It's so good. I don't know why. It's so fucking good.
I've been kind of wanting to try. Wait, hold on.
I haven't had PB&J in so long.
What are you, though? Are you a Skippy or a Jif guy?
Skippy, buddy.
Skippy. Yep, that's the way to go.
Jif.
Now, are you grape or are you raspberry?
Doesn't
Don't
matter.
say strawberry, you
Doesn't
sick
matter.
fuck.
Yeah. What's wrong
Okay.
with strawberry? Strawberry's like the same flavor as raspberry in my eyes. Like, I could have both in a blind taste test and not tell you the
Not
difference.
tell you the
I'd be like, I
difference,
don't know.
yeah. All right, well, I'm going to do this Smirnoff root beer 100 proof. Dude, COVID hit. I don't know if I've already said this, but COVID hit, and me and my coworkers used to do this shit all the time, and I loved it.
You said this early on, yeah.
And then we started doing it on the podcast, and I fucking hate it. It's weird how, like, tastes change, you know? I don't know.
I think it's also like situationally based. Like, I hadn't had a Coors Light in a very long time. I realized the other day. I'm like a Miller guy now, but I had one in so long, and I could like slam them when I'm out. But when I like at a bar, I would love Coors Light. Like Coors Light Draft, smash.
Right.
But I had them at home the other day, and I was like, I could have like maybe 3, 4, and I was like, kind of all set, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just drinking is kind of situational too, you know?
Right.
And it's also seasonal. Seasonal drinking habits are really cool to watch too.
I was just talking about that with a coworker of mine who drinks whiskey year round, and I'm like, whiskey for me is like winter, like right now, like fall, winter time. It's whiskey time, but like during the summer now, it's more like maybe mixed drinks with like vodka or something like that. Because whiskey makes me warm, like so, like especially when we're on Discord when it was like nice and cold. I was like doing Jameson, got me like nice and warm.
And like I said, it's all about like situation too. Like if I'm at the beach, I'm not doing whiskey, regardless.
No.
You know.
No, yeah, I'm not doing whiskey. No,
I don't know.
some beers maybe.
Always beers, buddy.
But yeah, I'm thinking about 2 other ones. That Bombay Sapphire, the gin. I used to love that shit. I used to love Hennessy, and now me and my friend Brandon tried both like maybe a little over a year ago, and both were just like, why the fuck did we like this shit?
Bro, you ever have eggnog
Eggnog
for Christmas, like the holidays? Eggnog.
Actually, I've never had it, to be honest.
I don't know if you'd like it. You're very picky about certain things, and you're like, that's fucking disgusting. Never having that. I am gonna die on this hill. I fucking love eggnog, dude. Eggnog's so good.
Want to try it next episode?
Not next episode. It probably is out now because the fucking stores are sickos.
Yeah.
It's like a Christmas thing, and they'll already have it out.
Well,
but I love that
They
eggnog.
skip both Halloween and Thanksgiving, going straight to
Halloween's
Christmas.
out in August, bro. It's nuts.
Well, we'll figure
Shipyard Pumpkin's out in August.
We'll figure out something. We'll get Halloween.
They make
Don't they do
the reason
like,
eggnog was
alcohol?
made was for like whiskey. Like they
Oh,
make
really?
hard eggnog too now. You can buy just straight hard eggnog.
Oh shit! Yeah, let's do that. But yeah,
I don't think you'll like it,
I
but
doubt it.
dude, I love the one that you can buy at the store. But anyways, peanut butter and jelly vodka. Jesus Christ, it's
There we go.
disgusting.
Here's why you want to switch? I'll do the. No, I'm good.
I was gonna do it, dude. I was gonna do
I
it.
saw your face and I'm like,
You
nah.
suck. You're doing peanut butter and jelly next week.
Okay, sounds
Cheers.
good. Cheers. Yeah. No, I don't like that.
Oh, I did that weird I don't like this dance.
Oh, God.
I can taste peanut butter very strongly.
I love peanut butter. Do you like peanut butter?
Yeah. We just talked about chunky peanut butter, bro.
Yeah, but can you take, like...
A spoonful and eat it?
Yeah.
I mean, I could. I just wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Oh, I wouldn't have. I've done it before.
It's good, like, protein, like, healthy snack.
Yeah,
You do a scoop of peanut butter rather than, like, the whole bag of Lay's.
So, want to know a random fucking fact? Randomly, about a couple days ago, I like breathed in. I don't know what the hell I did, but I breathed in. And I just started like almost like die coughing, like just like all of a sudden you're like just freaking out. And in my head, I'm just like, this is how you know like YouTube and shit's like hearing what the fuck you say, because I'm like, oh, I went down the wrong pipe. Literally, that was at night. Literally the next day, YouTube recommended me this channel that I already follow that I didn't know they had a video on, and it's about like the human, biology, like everything that goes on. And the channel that recommended me said why the wrong pipe is an actual thing, and I'm like, so I click on it. So on your vocal cords that we talk, it's like a little flap. So when you swallow, it closes it, so nothing goes in there.
Nothing goes into your lungs, basically.
Nothing goes. Yeah. Well, it goes into. Yeah, I guess or your vocal, whatever. But I guess there's some times where you freak out where you breathe and swallow at the same time, so it's like kind of half open and stuff gets in there, and that's why you freak the fuck out. I'm like, I learned something today, and I'm like, you know what? I'll teach some people listening in today.
Absolutely,
that there is a wrong.
We're
pipe.
an educational podcast.
Educational. Can we put that in? Can we put like educational podcast?
Yeah, hashtag educational.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
It'd be like grade schoolers watching us and like learning the fuck word.
But that's all we got this week. We're gonna have so much more.
Call us out, buddy.
You want me to call us out?
Call us out.
Thank you, everyone, for listening in, for watching us, for everyone listening in on Spotify and Apple. Go follow us on YouTube. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. Also at Around the Boards. I have 2 episodes that I have to edit of Mic'd Up with Matt. Sorry, I've been late with that, but 2 episodes should be coming up this week. Again, thank you everyone for listening in. I am Matt. He is Chris. Everyone have a good night. We'll see you all next week.
Peace.
Bye.